What is going on, true believers? Happy Monday. I hope you're having a great day. Bitcoin hit 72,000 overnight. Guys, I told you it was going to 77,000 very, very soon. I believe that it's going to just continue on from where it is right now. Will we see corrections? Obviously, we'll see corrections. Will we see downside momentum? Obviously, we'll see a little bit of downside momentum. But the truth is, we're at a new paradigm right now of Bitcoin where we don't know how far it's going. We don't know how high it's going to get, but we do know that it's going to carry the rest of this market with it. Now, we keep looking for that breakout for that altcoin season. We haven't seen it yet. Now, if you like this type of content, make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe button, the bell to be notified of future content, and leave a comment. Let me know, are you excited about what is going on here right now? Because it seems like it's absolutely fantastic. And if you want to talk about your tokens during the course of this, make sure that you do that by super chat. And remember that this is not financial advice, but somebody's always right. And that guy, it's this one right here.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, guys. Good morning to everybody. Blockchain Bonehead, good morning. Mike Vollmer, good morning. Jay Locke, good morning. Richard Caldwell, good morning. Jason Pollins in the house. Abimbola Janet is in the house. We've got Grant Vorshuk here. Xander Harris in the house. Jay Manuel's here. Good morning to everybody. Games is here. Playing games. Richard Nelson's here. Crypto Antagonist. Tony P's in the house. Aaron Thompson, good morning. We've got JC in the house. Ooh, you're going to be risen pretty soon. I know who you are, JC. You're not fooling me. RW7610 is in the house. Kamal's in the house. Kaktashi Hashburn. Oh my God, just naked, you purge. All right, let's go with it. Good morning. And then Scott Glosser's in the house. Good morning. So listen, guys, we've got a fantastic moment here getting ready to play out because this market is just getting super exciting, super crazy. I did not buy Dev E yesterday. I keep looking at it. I keep wanting to, but I'm waiting for that good opportunity. And I knew that it was getting ready to pump, but I wasn't 100% sure. And I have to be very, very careful. I already have my capital. Remember, I got hacked, so I only have limited amounts, and I have to work my way through and get, like a little bit more capital in order to throw it at something. It's certainly a risk on play for me still, even though it is a blockchain and it's not trading in a place right now where I can just easily grab it. So it limits my options at this point. So I'll have it within a short period of time. Hopefully I won't miss the big pump. Lord Mossman, good morning. Yes, sir. Good morning. We got Gazer here. Good morning. We got Mr. Diamond Hands in the house. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure that if you are a Luna Classic Maxi like me, that you go sign up for Weeks, WEEX official, which is a new crypto exchange, which is now trading Luna Classic. And there's going to be a special announcement about that in a couple of days, soon as we're ready. And it's going to change the way that it might potentially change the way that you trade Luna Classic going forward. We got Booze in the house. Good morning. CODM and Crypto is in the house. Luis Castillo is in the house. Good morning. All right, guys, let's kick this off and figure out what's going on in the market. Bitcoin has now surpassed silver to become the 8th largest asset class by market cap. Now, overnight, Bitcoin hit 72,000. It now has a market cap of 1.4 trillion. Silver with a market cap of 1.3 trillion, coming in at 9th position. Good morning, Diamond Nuts. Cryptocurrency remained behind Alphabet, which has a market cap of 1.6 trillion. The asset with the largest market cap is still gold at 14.66 trillion. So Bitcoin has a long way to go before it starts to get into the rarefied air that represents gold. However, if you remember, we had this discussion the other day. Gold started off with like a $300 million market cap. So Bitcoin starting off basically with billions of dollars in market cap. How soon before Bitcoin starts to challenge gold for supremacy? And when that happens, what do you think is going to happen? Do you really do you really think that Peter Schiff is not going to just jump off like the San Francisco Bridge or something like that, like just absolutely lose his mind, or you know what I mean? Like he's going to be crying. And look, this guy cries a lot. So could you imagine Peter Schiff crying his way through gold being surpassed by Bitcoin, the thing that he keeps telling you can't buy that, it doesn't do anything. It's not like gold where you can make like this gold nugget ring or this this diamond necklace with the gold and all of that kind of stuff, dude. You know what I mean? And then get out of my bank. You know what I mean? This guy's out of his mind. You know what I mean? I can't do anything about it, man. It is done, and it was voted on, so it is done. So as a matter of fact, I embrace the blue. I even put a new light back here to represent a little of that blue. And by the way, if you didn't see, a new Bitcoin and a new Chicago Bears one up here. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Peter Sniffer. He's not gonna like what happens in this market going forward. Every day as Bitcoin continues to get closer and closer and closer to overtaking gold, he's going to lose his mind and try to figure out, you know what I mean? Oh shit, you're right. You know what? As a matter of fact, I forgot to do that antagonist, and I'm redoing my background. The funny thing was, I redid the background this morning before I started, but I didn't finish it. I didn't have enough time to finish it. Time change. You know what I mean? Like, why are we still doing this time change stuff? What's going on? Good morning, Yuri. Like, why are we doing that? Carlos is in the house. What's going on? So, you know what I mean? So let's see what happens here. But let's move on to the next topic. Coinbase institution claims that crypto may encounter macro headwinds and negative technical factors. Now, the Coinbase initiative here, basically what they're saying is that the wider markets could struggle against the macro and technical factors in the coming weeks. We think that crypto may encounter some important macro headwinds and negative technical factors in the weeks ahead before we may witness the next leg higher, says David Duong. Now, by the way, I do want to point out, I do want to point out that JC's in the house, says, believes you lost weight. Good job, bro. Dude, I probably haven't because I've been bulking, if you will. But I don't eat very many carbs anymore. I cut out a lot of stuff that's bad in the diet. I only drink water at this point. I barely even drink caffeine at this, doing everything I can to get myself as lean as possible. Certainly want to get that summer dad bod, you know what I mean? Just a little dad, a lot of bod, you know what I mean? Yeah. And by the way, I do want to add that I go to the bathroom in stores and restaurants or something like that. And there are dudes that approach me in the bathroom like I must be a gay icon at this point, because I keep getting, guys come up to me like, hey, man, you work out? I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to get, it's a bathroom. You know what I mean? It's getting weird in the bathrooms around me right now. So yeah, stay away from me in the bathroom if you haven't already. And if you didn't know that and you thought, oh, you know what, I should approach this big guy, the one with the back. Yeah, you shouldn't do that because I'm peeing. Like, it's kind of gross. It's kind of weird. It's kind of, it's in my hand right now. You can't have, you know what I mean? Like, just weird. It's weird. It's odd. It's, you know what I mean? It's a little peculiar that people are doing that. But you know what? I'm not judging. Anyway, so David Duong says that, but there's a new paradigm here that exists, and I don't know if they're reading that new paradigm. Now, they probably are, because they're the people who are really kind of the gatekeepers, if you will. They're the guys that are holding. They're the custodian for Bitcoin right now. So they probably see things that we don't see. So they're warning their people. Examples of potentially price stymieing factors include expectation that the U.S. Federal Reserve will allow the bank term funding program to expire today, potentially closing an arbitrage opportunity for banks. Additionally, the consumer price index for last month is expected to be shared tomorrow, and any negative surprises here could lead to a pullback for cryptocurrencies. So if you're interested, if you're trying to, then you could stay sidelined for the next 24, 48 hours before you get the CPI. Coinbase Institutional sees liquidity potentially being tied up as a result of fund managers' quarter-end rebalancing and diminishing cash reserves. So there are things that they think are going to create or cause some problems in this market. And I mean, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. Now, we always want to think, we're moon boys. We want to think of the best. We want to think of the best possible outcome for everything. And we're looking for that big boom, and we're not getting it. If we're not getting it, then we'll all have a little bit of concerns, but it's something that we're going to have to watch out for. So again, that CPI tomorrow probably going to be one of the catalysts that tells us whether or not something like that were to happen. Now, moving on, BlackRock's IBIT spot Bitcoin ETF inflows have crossed 10 billion, and the newborn 9, as they call it, the Cointucky Derby, if you will, has now exceeded $20 billion. IBIT's total flows of 10.03 billion are almost enough to cancel out the outflows alone. This, by the way, this is alone. IBIT alone has almost caught Grayscale's outflows. So I would be super excited because that's kind of crazy, right? It's almost comparable to the 10.1 billion worth of inflows generated from the other 8 spot Bitcoin ETFs combined. So, we're talking about 20 billion in inflows. IBIT, of course, BlackRock is the big dog on the block, but with Grayscale outflows, it's still over 10 billion. It's absolutely crazy. IBIT again led daily flows, registering 336 million worth on Friday. Fidelity was second with 130 million, and Valkyrie was third with 41.4 million. Not as big as one of those previous gigantic monster days that it had, like the day before. Or the couple days before that, or the couple days before that, or the couple days before that. But still, just a fantastic amount of net inflows continuing for Bitcoin. And what people are waiting for a buy opportunity, that's what's happening right now. Everybody is sensing the opportunity. They're looking for a buy opportunity, right? Everybody who has Bitcoin or everybody who's investing in Bitcoin, they're looking for that moment where there's a big dip, right? But they're not getting it. They got that one the other day when we hit 70,000, right? And it came back down 59,000 in a heartbeat. But look how fast we're at an all-time high again this morning. Okay. We're like, it's not even like we're not even pausing enough for it to be a thing anymore. We are still just ripping to new levels. We have not found, here's the interesting thing. We haven't found the price point for Bitcoin. And I do want to stress that, like that. Think about that. We haven't found the price point for Bitcoin yet. We're still investigating, if you will. We're still trying to figure it out. This market is still doing all of the pieces that make it look, like come up with a way, figure it out, so that we know, like, time to cash out. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna dip. By the way, my strategy at this point, I said 77,000 the other day. I'm gonna cash out at 75. Let me show you my long positions, by the way, and then you can see why. I think that I think it's 75. I think 75. I do think it's going to 77, by the way, but I think 75 is where we're going to get that dip because 75 just makes sense to me. 75,000 is a spot where you would want to, what I mean? Like you would want to kind of dip. So here's what my position looks like right now, and I'm up 338% on this position right now, up $1,315 on the Bitcoin long at 72,051. Also, I'm on Aave, and on Aave, I'm at 135.84. My average entry price was 124.71. I entered this the last couple of days. I'm up $622 on that already at 178%. And I'm looking for Aave to have an actual breakout for a profit taking motive. Again, I set my take profit here at 77,000 on Bitcoin, but I think I want to come back in here. I think the wiser thing is 75. Let's take it right there, and then let's buy back in as we get to 75,000. And then on Aave, I set it for 450 because Aave, of course, Aave had this gigantic run, and I think that Aave is probably going to go higher. You know what I mean? Like if I zoom out a little bit, you can see like this is a local sort of high right now. If I go to the day chart, again, it's just kind of a local high. Like we're out here minting, so we're in that new paradigm, that new territory. So the next level of resistance for Aave, 160. So I might just take 160 and cash out there, but I set my take profit up here at 450, which is not even the all-time high. It was just the tops of it was just the tops of the previous range. If I set it for the top up here, then it's like $664. You know what I mean? And I don't know that it's going to do that, but it's starting to, like, we're starting to see some of these meme coins and altcoins. We're starting to see them really start to flourish and to really start to grow. And more of that's going to happen as Bitcoin continues to burn. It continues to run up and go higher and higher and higher. So we're going to see a big move happening here. And I think that, I think I want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? And by the way, if we go to 45, if we go to 450 before 124, that's 18,000 in profit. So, it's worth kind of holding on to. And by the way, if we go to the previous high, 678, $30,000 profit at that point. So it'd be wild to take $300 and turn it into 30,000. You know what I mean? Like that would be a wild, that's what, a 100x, on Aave. Imagine that, getting a 100x on Aave. Nobody even saw that coming. So anyway, we're gonna let that sit for a little while, let them cook, if you will, and see what happens. So, but the interesting here is that we just don't know what the high is yet. We're looking for that new paradigm. And speaking of new paradigms, there is a brand new paradigm that is happening right now. And for some of you, you're going to be like, I told you Donald Trump within the crypto and things like that. That's just the way you talk when you say shit like that. But Donald Trump sounds more constructive on Bitcoin. He says he has fun with crypto and that he thinks that it's now an additional form of currency. And guys, this right here, this is the election moment that we've been waiting for. This is the moment where I tell you, you should go in on Donald Trump at this point, because he is the guy who's doing. By the way, make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Helps me in the algorithm. And I want to state, guys, I rely on you guys for all kinds of help, right? Like you guys look at my videos, you share my videos, you do, all of the cool and positive things. And then that helps me so that I, what you call trend a little bit better. So what's happening right now is we have 100 and something people watching. And, what I'm looking for is, can we get likes as possible? If we can get as many likes as possible, then it allows me to trend later on. I got 61 right now. And with the more likes, the more people end up watching it in the course of the day. And the more people watch in the course of the day, the less I have to rely on support from people. You know what I mean? Xander Harris says, believes this might make you like me less. Dude, I couldn't like you less already. As soon as I saw Packers, gross. That is absolutely gross. But yeah, look, I don't really care. I'm not like that. What I want to see is good football. Like I don't care, what team, but I do have a Bears podcast. And you know what? As a matter of fact, let's take a trip down Believes Lane. And you guys, if you haven't already, I'll show you real quick. We're gonna sidetrack from Donald Trump for just a second here, and I'll show you my Chicago Bears channel. So if you're a Green Bay Packers fan, first of all, you can kiss my ass. And secondly, this is my Chicago Bears channel. You saw my video from 2 days ago, had over 20,000 views. My video from last night has about, I want to say 15,000 at this point. 14,500, 14,400. I get a lot of traction off the Chicago Bears. They think I'm pretty, you know what I mean? Like really handsome. And I do a live stream every day at 9:30 talking about the Chicago Bears. So when I get finished here, I go over there and, that gets a lot more engagement. I get a lot more people watching the Chicago Bears channel. And on the dashboard over here, I have 2,541 subscribers. And it's growing and growing and growing every single day. And I get a lot of engagement. That's the important part. A lot of engagement off of it. So again, if you hit the like button, if you help me out, then that creates a lot more engagement for me and helps me out. So back to Donald Trump. Well, it's taken on a life of its own when he's talking about cryptocurrency. I do a little thing sometimes for fun and, make money with it and have fun with it too. He went on to say he sometimes lets people pay him in Bitcoin, adding that it's an additional form of currency. The presidential candidate appears to be softening his stance on Bitcoin in the broader crypto market, having previously declared that it just seems like a scam in 2021. His latest remarks also echoed comments at a town hall event on Fox News in February, where Trump said that while some regulation was likely required, many people were embracing Bitcoin and he could live with it one way or another. He's consistently highlighted the importance of the US dollar, but cryptocurrencies and the related markets seem to increasingly capture his attention. I used to say, I want one currency, I want the dollar, I don't want people leaving the dollar and all that. I feel that way, but I will tell you, it has taken on a life of its own. I did a thing that people smile at, but it was wild. We did 1,000 sneakers, a limited edition sneakers, and you could go through our crazy new currencies, because that's why I call them. The last pair sold for 450,000, so it just took off. And I noticed that so many of you were paid for the new currency, paid for it with new currency. It's a new cryptocurrency, and I couldn't believe the amount. There's been a lot of use of that, and I'm not sure what I would want to take it, that I would want to take it away at this point. I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, is what he said in 2019, which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. So now all of a sudden we have a change in the way Donald Trump is looking at cryptocurrency. And this is just another testament to the fact that even it doesn't matter what he likes, right? And look, he does lean into a lot of things that he likes all of the time. But the point is, he's willing to listen. He's listening to Vivek Ramaswamy. He's listening to any other person here who's talking good about Bitcoin right now. He's paying attention. He's listening to you, and he's doing something about it. We got Veil change from crypto. We got Twitter in the house right now. Veil Exchange on top. So the Veil Exchange is about to break the all-time high. So make sure you check that out if you haven't already. But let's move on, because we got another one. And look, guys, I'm not telling you that these are ones that you're going to want to invest in. I'm not telling you that they're going to do anything, but I am telling you that there are two big short squeezes that are happening right now, and it's going to send two of these cryptos potentially parabolic. Now, I don't know whether or not they will or not, but here we are. And this is the short squeeze alert for the week. Two cryptocurrencies with the potential to skyrocket. The first one is Cardano. Cardano is one of the few top cryptocurrencies with a strong potential for a short squeeze. This is due to having meaningful liquidity pools to the upside while not much in the opposite direction. So you're looking at a short squeeze position that's playing out in that market. Bitcoin, by the way, for anybody who is wondering, does not have the same thing happening right now. Actually, holy shit, it does. All right, Bitcoin is in a short squeeze mode too, by the way. And you guys know this by now. But notably, Cardano has suffered a long squeeze last week, liquidating bullish traders with a massive crash to the 55-cent zone. A similar occurrence against bearish traders could drive Cardano's token above 80 cents. Essentially, the previous movement could have encouraged cryptocurrency traders to short their positions. Now, it is potential that Cardano could be having a breakout. And we know that at this point, it's kind of accumulated to the point where you would expect that there's some kind of run getting ready to happen for it. Now, if you haven't paid attention to it and you haven't looked at it, this is what the chart looks like. You've seen this big move and this big momentum wave, and you saw that big crash down here, and that was Bitcoin hitting the all-time high, right? But look at how quickly Cardano recovered, and now it's starting to make that push. It's starting to make that big move, and the question is, will it continue? Well, if you use your logic, at this point, then you're looking at this kind of across here and this kind of across here and then this move right here. So if you're looking at it and you're seeing it from the impulse move, which was right there, then you're looking at this thing going up into the 80-cent range right there. This is the next move, the next impulse move to sweep out liquidity on Cardano. And that's not the only one. These short squeezes are happening to two of them. And you're not going to believe what the next one is. You're not going to believe what the next one is. Matter of fact, we're going to take 10 seconds. You got 10 seconds. Tell me what you think the next short squeeze is and put it in the comment section. You got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. all of y'all are cheating. You're trying to look this shit up right now, and you're trying to figure it out. Like you're not even trying at this point. Now you're just like, I wonder if I can find this article and I can figure out exactly what it is. It's not SHIB. It's not Sol. It's one that you guys are going to be. And look, Sol is already broken out. It's already done 150. Gross. It's already done 150. Coin wins XRP. XRP is one of the few cryptocurrencies with remaining liquidity on a short squeeze. Although significantly lower than Cardano, the XRP token has some relevant short liquidations from its current price at 66 cents. So it's looking like the Cardano position could go as high as 90 cents on a short squeeze. So it's looking like it's all the way up to 70 cents. It looks like the potential exists for a big move and a big short squeeze on Cardano. Now, looking at the XRP chart, you can I don't know where I move this thing around, by the way. I move it to different spots all the time because I want to follow it. But this is what it looks like on the chart right now. Same thing. It's not looking the same pattern, but it's in that consolidation range. It's above the 100 MA. It back tested the 100 MA perfectly. You can make this argument here that it's doing this, and it's got that move right there. So, and from the impulse move, you can look at, let's see, right here. So if it were to have a legitimate breakout, then we're looking at a run up to about 70 cents, almost 70 cents. So 67, 68 cents looks like that new big pump that would happen with XRP. And by the way, it's already been there. So it's just going to be testing a local high when it goes back into that range. And of course, that's not to remember that it did go all the way up to about 90 cents, I want to say. 90, yeah, it's a little bit higher. Come on now. There we go. July, it went up to about 90 cents when the XRP, 93.8 cents was the number. Do I have thoughts on Pampy? Oh, I have thoughts on it. I have thoughts on it, but it's none of my business. It's none of my business. And by the way, I did a promo for Pampy, for Promethean Prodigy, which is PMPY. And I don't have a bad thing to say about them. It makes me nervous because I don't know the team. They're not doxed. And look, that made me nervous about Volt in the beginning too. So, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing because the people are not doxed and because I don't know who they are. But there's a weird sort of manipulation that's happening over there that I don't like, that I think is very odd. And what it is some of the people over there who support Promethean Prodigy are the same people who were telling you, which I was very uncomfortable with this, by the way, but they were the same people who were telling you a long time ago, hey, we want you to buy more Volt, but we want you to buy it with a different wallet. That's in order to manipulate you, to make you think that there's more holders than there actually are. And that to me seems kind of shady. So I get nervous when I see stuff like that. And look, that's the game. And I'm not going to fault you if you have like 5 max wallets on a project or something like that. Then fair enough. I don't fault you for doing that. You want to accumulate or something like that. But if you have 5 wallets, you're not 5 people. You're just one person, and you're holding. And that's very weird to me. That's very weird to me that you're holding with a bunch of different wallets. Again, if you have 100 people, just imagine this. If you have, well, let's just say 500. If you have 500 people, and each one of them have 5, basically not max wallets, but 5 wallets, then it looks like you have 2,500 people, and you don't. You only have 500 people investing in it. There's not, retail hasn't come back. So, and I think that, by the way, that they're getting new people invested, but the number one problem is it's on Ethereum. Ethereum is going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult as a blockchain until, by the way, 2 days until Dencun. And this, by the way, you're seeing Ethereum pump over 4,000 today. But I think it represents a difficult proposition. It's difficult for me. I do not own Promethean Prodigy. No, I don't. And as a matter of fact, by the way, I'm doing promos, and most of the promos that I'm doing are kind of paid, but every once in a while, like Jesus, I got 500 in Jesus tokens to do a promo. I got 1,000 in Myro to do a promo. You know, I got different amounts from different people to do promos and stuff like that. And I just hold on to it. You know, if it 10x's or 20x's, and I'm going to take half of it out, and then I'll hold on to the rest. But like I'm not, and I'm not getting into like pre-sales and stuff like that. I'm not promoting stuff that I pre-sale because I don't think that's fair, because that's just me kind of manipulating, if you will, in the market, and I don't like that. It doesn't seem clean to me. So I'm not really a fan of that, but you know, I do take promos and do that, and I love doing the promos. By the way, promos actually one of my favorite things to do. But if somebody approaches me, or if a project that you're into wants to do some kind of promo and you want to support them or something like that, have them reach out. I mean, reach out to me and let's do one, and you know, we'll see what happens. But anyway, so the short squeeze is going to be the short squeeze is Cardano. And by the way, there's more of them, but Ripple as well. And now it's time for, let's break some charts down. Bitcoin is currently annihilating the competition. Like, Jesus Christ, it's going absolutely bonkers at this point. You can see right here, it's at 72,129, all-time high for Bitcoin, plus all-time high for Bitcoin. In this hour, Bitcoin has had an all-time high. 2 hours ago, it had an all-time high. And look at this. So what you would want when you get the all-time high is you want that correction. You would want that move back to the down to get a 20 MA retest. Not even close, baby. Not even close. All it is doing at this point is parallel channeling its ass straight away on up until morning. So Bitcoin is about to, by the way, break out and go higher just based on what it's doing right now. That's the breakout formation that says that it's just going to keep going for a little while. Now, the wicking on the top right here does show that, you know, that it's in price discovery mode. Like the last time you saw Bitcoin in price discovery mode was 3 years ago. So we're in price discovery mode right now. How high does it go? Well, the next level for me is 76,908, 77,000. So if we get this next impulse move, and this is the 1 hour chart, by the way. So the 1 hour chart tells me that we just went $5,000. So when you look at me and you say, oh, no, it's not going to 77,000. The Bitcoin don't go to 77,000, bro. That don't go to that. Well, won't you kiss my ass, because there it is right there. Like, it already did it so far today. If it does it again tomorrow, then we're at 77,000. So why don't you like shut the fuck up? You know what I mean? So it, you know, here we are. Bitcoin is heading to 77,000. And to be fair, like it might even wick into 80,000 at this point. Like it might even just keep going, and boom, we're at $80,000 Bitcoin. And then we retest. Now, what I would do, and if I'm you, okay, I would look at this move as my litmus test from the last time. If you're long on a position, then here's the all-time high when we hit it right here. And then here is where we ended up going. We went down about, what do you want to call that? About 5.8%. So we went from, that's not even the one. God damn it. Let's go find that other one. There we go. All right. So we went from, when we get the all-time high, when we hit the all-time high, and by the way, again, we're in price discovery, so we're not doing the same thing right now, but the last time we hit that big number, and if we hit another big number, like for example, if we hit 75 is going to cause, I think, a move down, and that's a 14% correction. So I would be looking at 75 to flip my long into a short just to see what happens. You know what I mean? Because it's probably going to move down, maybe not even 14-15% at this point. It may not move down like it did on this last one. It might be, you know, it might just recover here, that 5 or 6% ratio, but 5 or 6% on a 20x is 100% gain. So, you know, if I do that, then what I'm looking at is a correction down here from 77,000 down 5% to about 73.5, somewhere in that range. And in fact, if we look at the liquidation map, it probably tells us if we got up into that range. Let me do a 1 month maybe and see what it looks like. Yeah, we're still kind of ranging a little bit high here. Okay, so if we end up coming up into this range right here, then you would probably look at the point of consolidation, and there is no point of consolidation at this point. So there's no the only area right now of support for Bitcoin is 72,000. So, it seems like we're kind of ranging here at 72,000. So that would be the next, that would be where we would maybe test. So if you get a run up here, then expect to have a run back down of about a few percent, and then 73, 72, something like that, and then expect a gigantic reversal, and then we just continue on. And I'm glad you love Promethean Prodigy, by the way. Like it excites. Look, as long as you find a good crypto that's safe, that that you're going to make money off of, as long as it's a positive thing, then I don't care. Like, it just wasn't for me. And look, here's the thing. If they reached out to me again, I would do more videos. Like I'm not against Promethean Prodigy. I just have questions about adding multiple wallets, like to have a bunch of people out there who have a bunch of different wallets. That tells me that. And by the way, all I'm saying about it is, again, it's not a bad thing for me, but it's something that I'm worried about. And it's something that you should pay attention to. What you're looking for is the number of holders and stuff like that, right? And each time it makes this new paradigm, right? Then there should be a lot more holders, right? Well, there's no new holders. There's no new holders. We were at like 1,750 holders not that long ago, so less than 100 holders in over a month. However, in less than 100 holders in over a month, we went from 16 to 32. So explain that. I mean, that is, you do have to still, like, the math still has to math. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still a thing here. And the best part is it has a great pool of liquidity. It has 4 million in liquidity and a 16 million market cap. This is actually a really good project based on market cap and liquidity. But I mean, again, I go back to this, like, it just seems to me, in my opinion, it looks like there is a millionaire out there that is creating his own project and is helping to fund it. And then he's got, Pablo and Power. And I don't even know if it's Pablo and Power. You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea who it is. But they got everybody involved that would normally be involved in Volt to do videos and stuff like that, because they were deliberately targeting the Volt audience, in my opinion. And then, from there, it just, every once in a while, a new holder pops up. But they have these initiatives, and I know the initiatives, by the way, because I heard it from people, where they want to, create a new wallet and buy more, and they're having competitions and stuff like that, where you get rewarded for doing that. So, and then you have the Uniswap, then you have the MEXC, and then you have this big wallet right here. I don't know who owns that wallet, by the way. I don't know, because I haven't really looked. I really haven't looked at it, but I mean, I am so nervous about anything like this with a $4 million. Guess what, guys? Here's what I want to point out. This has $4 million in liquidity, and I want you to think about this. Okay, I want you to just think about this, and I want you to be objective. I'm not telling you it's good or bad. I'm telling you that there's $4 million in liquidity on a project with only 1,800 holders. Okay, Donald Trump token has 10 million, and it has 14,000 holders. Okay, there's a difference in value. There's a gross difference in value. Myro has 4 million, same amount of liquidity, 360 million market cap. But let's look at the number of holders. How many holders are there? Right? 42,000 holders. Okay, so 42,000 holders to have the same amount of liquidity in Myro as there is in Promethean Prodigy with 1,800 holders. There's a big whale propping the price up. That's my point. There's somebody out here who controls a significant amount of supply that is able and capable of manipulating the chart, and that, to me, makes me incredibly nervous. Okay, and it's no disrespect to anybody involved in the project, but I see what I see. I see what I see. So, and by the way, hopefully I see the wrong thing. Hopefully it's a perfectly good project with no issues, like I'm saying. So, but anyway, let's get back into this. Bitcoin is at 72,120, going to 77, 72,000, 77, 78, 80,000. Ethereum, I said that Ethereum would probably break out, and I mean, here we go. It broke out. Now the next move is to 4,300. So I do think, by the way, we're going to see Bitcoin break and we're going to see Ethereum break. Both of them are about to break. And you're going to see, look at this. Ironically, if I come back here to Bitcoin and I look at that move right there, which, I mean, look, there's symmetry in this, right? We look at this one and we look at this one and we see that there, this white line is green over there, but it's the same move on both of these. So we're going to see a 77,000 Bitcoin and a 4,300 Ethereum very, very soon. It's getting ready to happen. Aave had a fantastic run up to $138. Now, look, last night or the last couple days, I've been DCAing my way. I got in originally at like 120, yeah, right here at 130, right here on this lane right here. But then I set it with a fairly low position, and then I DCA'd my way down because I thought, it could break from here because it looks like, I mean, if you look at Aave was doing that thing that Bitcoin was doing right here. You see that? It's like moving and it's consolidating in range for a breakout, right? This didn't break out, by the way. This just went up and tested the high again. So I think Aave is about to break out even more, if you will, because it did this, it hit this area, it hit this area, it's back at this area, but now it's stuck in this range, like it's not coming back down. Over here, it was down here in a heartbeat, right? So now there's people there, the sellers are being exhausted, okay? And if the sellers are being exhausted, then that means that a big move is coming. So let's come back over here and see what that big move looks like. And the next big move is $158. So there could also be a play out because it's kind of running in this range right here. So you might have a little bit at 145, but the general range here is $156 as the next big impulse move for Aave. So look, I think that this is going to absolutely rip, and I'm on that long position, and I'm up really good right now. So I'm just going to kind of hold on to it. Now, by the way, I do have one more DCA set up at, I want to say 119 or 100, somewhere in the 119.50 or something like that range. So let me see here. It's 50 cents above my bottom. So I at 119.65. So my order position is 119.65. So I have one more buy order in case it dips a little bit more. I could take the profit on it right now, $600. It's not, I mean, it's not a little bit, you know what I mean? It's a pretty good amount, but I just don't feel it, So I feel like it's gonna keep running and I probably shouldn't miss, you know what I mean? So we'll just let it ride and see what happens. BNB in the meantime just absolutely ripped overnight. Look at this move, and over the last couple of days, like we've been talking about this for a while, since that breakdown from the Bitcoin move, look at what a BNB has done. And by the way, I do want to say, like, Binance is still going through it. They're going through it, but it's quieter. And like I told you before, like whatever they said about CZ Binance, he did that shit. Like he did that. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to recover. And they have the funds and they have the ability to recover. And guess what? Not only are they recovering, but I mean, you're about to break out one more time. You know what I mean? So where does it go from there? Probably 600. If you're predicting, then against the impulse move to the top here from the breakout area right there. So the next move here, 575. So the next move looks like it's going to be to like 575. I would be looking for that one to happen pretty soon. Myro, let's go over to Myro real quick. Myro had a nice little breakout up to about 39 cents again, ranging at its all-time high. I think Myro, and I'm not convinced yet, I'm not really convinced yet, but I think Myro is probably on the verge of $1 billion market cap because it just continues to do it. And, I keep, move around and try to find, I think this is the range right here. So if Myro breaks out again, and there's no reason to think it's not going to break out because it's continuing this upside momentum. The next big move here is to 50 cents. And I said it was going to be 50 cents, but, we'll see what happens. All right. So Nico, thank you for the $2 bomb. CODM and crypto. Nico on Sol, going to melt faces by Shaka Crypto. Nico is 100% transparent. Shaka video, every part of the project, all on YouTube, from conviction, token creation, pre-sale, and launch. So if you haven't already, go check out Shaka. Shaka's Nico in ECO or NEKO. Shit. Launched 2 days ago. Here we go on Solana. It's a cat, by the way, cat meme. And you can see right here, like the problem that I have with any of these is this looks to me like a pre-sale. So, I mean, basically it's a fundraiser, right? It's a big fundraiser. Everybody who got in early made a shitload of money, dunked on everybody who bought when it first launched. The move here is boom to boom. Like it's trading below the 786. It's not that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good when it's trading below the 786 on a fib retracement. Now, here's the problem with that. It doesn't mean that there's not an opportunity. It doesn't mean I'm on the 1 hour chart. It doesn't mean that there's not a good opportunity. Okay. What I would say is since we're in this range and since we got bought up in this range, right? And came back up here to the 786, we came back down. It looks like we're minting higher lows. So we're on our way back up, right? So what I would be doing is if I'm you, I'm shrewd. Okay. So let's go back here one time. And I want to take just a simple thing right here, just a simple line to say that, we're still in an upward momentum when you're looking at it. So if you're looking for an entry position, you're in the entry position right now. And I would set myself for a buy right here and then a small DCA around 72, at like 10% less than this, and then look for it to move and come up here to whatever resistance there previously was, which is about 12,608. So you're looking at about 100% increase if it just does a halfway decent job of recovery. If it does a great job of recovery, then that's a 382 line, right? So that's 200%, 300. That's 300% from where it is right now. So there are the next level here, I think, is actually really good. So again, I would be looking for something around this range to reverse. And then if you're having a good run, you're going to test right here. And if you have a great run, you're going to be testing right up here. You probably stop for a minute here to retest, but I don't. If there's momentum, then it won't do too much there. And then it is potential from that point that it breaks out. You know what I mean? Like if Shaka, and by the way, look, I don't mind doing like something like this for Shaka on this, but I need some, like have Shaka reach out to me and, we'll do a video. But I mean, he's already doing, but you know what I mean? Like, I think I have a bigger audience. So, probably if he wants to, then reach out to me and we'll see what we can do. I take soul tokens all the time for stuff. So, but yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. Next up, Render up 7% one more time. Solana memes are not dead yet, by the way. That's what Nico means. But Render is, and by the way, I did a video last night. If you didn't see the video, shame on you, by the way, if you didn't see the. And by the way, one of the things that helps me out tremendously is if you watch me, engage with the videos. If I launch a video, go watch the video and like it, even run it in the background. But it was 3 tokens that I think are going to have big runs coming up, the AI tokens. And I took out Render because Render's already run. Render's got a $5 billion market cap, something like that, 3.7, whatever it is. But then you have a bunch of other ones, right? Like Fetch, they have a big multi-billion dollar market cap. They're not going to run that much. So I went into some other ones. And what I did is I came in and I found Cortex. Cortex is, and by the way, Cortex pumped up here bigly, if you will. I'm using my Donald Trump reference, but if you look right here, you can see right here that it's just had a nice little breakout. Cortex has, and in looking at it in this time frame, then what do you see? Well, you see the impulse move, right? You see this nice little impulse move started right there, and then it did this right there, and now look, it did the same thing as Nico, by the way. It's all the way down here at the 786, but what does that mean? That's the golden ratio, and if that's the case. And by the way, there might be an argument to be made that this entire thing was an impulse move. I don't believe that. I think this is the impulse move, but it's around the 786, around the 100 MA, which is right here, which means that it's ripe for the same move that I was just talking about with Nico. And that would be We have a retest from 69 cents up to 75 cents, which is a big move right here. And then if that gets accepted into range and there's momentum, then you're talking about it moving up to 80, 87 cents right here, and then testing the all-time high. Like, I think this thing is going to absolutely blow up. I think that we're getting to the point where, we're going to have a fantastic run on Cortex. Also, if you like, this is called Zignali, and you can see right here, if the one thing that you're looking for is that pennant, right? So that pennant is playing out right now on Zignali, and Zignali is not available on every exchange, by the way, but you take the impulse move for that one and you say, this is the next move. So you're going to go from what is 11 cents right now up into like 14, 15 cent range. Like, that's a crazy move. That's a crazy big move for this thing to have. And what they do, by the way, is Zignali is actually very cool. I'm going to suggest that you look it up for yourself. But Zignali, what they do is it has traders that are signed up to it, and you can copy trade with those traders. And one of them has a 700% win rate. One of them has a 1900 win rate. And it's automated, by the way. All you do is invest in Zignali and put your money in, and then they copy trade. And the copy trade is automatic. And when they make money, you make money. So, and as long as they do a good job, and as long as you're following a good trader, and by the way, copy trading is not the best way to do stuff. You get wrecked all the time in copy trading, but it is a good potential. And by the way, ASM, if you haven't noticed, that one just absolutely broke out. I'm invested in this one on Coinbase. And it absolutely, I had somebody reach me the other day and say, dude, you got to be in on this because it's going to take off pretty soon. And I said, sure, so I bought like $50 worth. And I bought it down here actually it was down here at like 35 at 3.5 cents. So shout out. It's actually starting to rip a little bit. Same person that told me to get into Dev E, but I didn't have the money for Dev E, or I wasn't going to invest in Dev E because I didn't have it. Like, it's Ethereum, and that, like, I'm not trying to get into it. Like, I'm not spending $100 to put $1,000 into something that's going to cost me another $100 to get back out. So I got to go up 20% just in order to break even. Fuck that. Not right now. Matter of fact, my better move for myself right now is just holding on to Ethereum as opposed to investing Ethereum into some kind of meme coin. Anyway, Solana's big move was to 150, already captured 150. Now it's testing. You can see right here, as a matter of fact, in the last little while, very predictable, came down to the 20 MA, bounced off the 20 MA, getting bought back up. Now, if that is the case, then that means that Solana is on its way to another high. It means that it's coming up here, and it's probably going to test 152 very, very soon. Now, what I'd like to see, by the way, is for Myro to have a much bigger run. I'd like to see Myro run 20% while Solana runs 5% in that move, because most of mine right now is in Myro. Because I figured it's going to have that next big move, and I'd like to flip it back. And by the way, just so you know, I went from with Myro, I went from $1,000 in Myro to now I have 7 Solana, plus I put 43 more Solanas. I have 50 total Solana, and I put 43 more Solana into Myro. So I hope that Myro continues its chart move and its rip here, because it's increased the value tremendously. And it's been really, really nice. You know what I mean? So very cool to see Myro. And by the way, I did cash out 5 Solana the other day, just so I had walking around money, if you will. But anyway, Render, again, I think Render leads the market, which is why I said Cortex, which is why I said iExec, which is why I said, oh my God, now I forgot. Zignali, these AI tokens. Render, when Render starts to rip, then pretty soon that money's going to cascade down and find these other tokens. And those other tokens are the ones, like, one of them has 152 million market cap, the other one has 153 or 154 million market cap, and the other one has a 300 million market cap. If these all go to, like, 15, 20, 30 billion, that's 100x. Render at 4 billion is not going to 4 trillion. So the 100x is done, or 400 billion, I'm sorry. So the 100x for Render, way less likely. You know what I mean? 10x from Render, probably likely. But more than that, I don't think so. API 3 has disappointed me so far, by the way. But here's the thing. It's disappointed me while maintaining its range right here and not broken out any further. So I think that at any moment we're going to see a gigantic move from API. So I think API is about to go just start to go crazy. Luna Classic, I said right here that it's kind of in this range right now where I think it's about to break out again, and if it breaks out, it's going to be testing 43. Like I think Luna Classic is on the cusp of a massive breakout. USTC, I don't agree that it is. I told you guys that I thought that it would come up into this range, and guess what? Came up into this range, and now it's done. And I don't see it going much higher. If it does, I'll be surprised. But here we are. Volt is continuing on. Now, here's the thing. What are you looking for? You're looking for consolidation in a range. Are we getting consolidation? Well, we're getting a little bit along this 85 range right here, which means that we now have a different floor. And what you're looking for is you're looking for a place where you can bounce off of. So if you bounce off of this range, or if you reject all the way down to this one and then you bounce back up into this range, then you're accepted into that 85. And if you're accepted into that 85, I mean, think about how far away that is from that 36 and everything down here. So you've got a nice little run. And the question is, will it continue? Well, I mean, I certainly think that it's going to continue. Everything about this chart move is, by the way, this is another one of those breakout moves, in case you were wondering. The volume, not the same, but what you're seeing is within this range, you're seeing that parallel channel making its way up on this. So in the event that there's a next parabolic move, then you would look at it and you would say, well, where do we go next? And you would take it from the trend to the end. So you're going to drop that zero pretty soon. It's going to drop that zero pretty soon. Avalanche up 10% on the day. Look at this, trying to struggle its way up through there. We've got SHIB. I'm going to try to go fast here. SHIB is up 1% on the day. God damn, I drew a lot on this chart. What in the fuck is... All right, so I thought, by the way, it looks like I thought that this was going to come down at some point because it hasn't been able to hold itself up, and it held itself up instead. So again, like if it's in this range, then it's creating a support level. And if it's creating that support level, then the only thing left is for it to break down into this range right here, or to break down into this range right here, if it does. But in fact, it really looks like it's just kind of consolidating. And this, by the way, I mean, look at this shit. This is a gigantic flag pattern sort of playing out right now. So if that's the case, then I would say that another move to an all-time high is coming very, very soon. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens there. Bone is in range right now. Again, I think Bone's going to have another breakout too. I mean, Bone is just continuing up this, big momentum, just a big momentum. And I love to see big momentum change, by the way. Doge 1.4, again, momentum. Everything that you're looking at, by the way, has momentum, well, except Arbitrum. Arbitrum probably, it didn't break from this range right here. So we have to look at coming down into this area, and still a big move, but not as, it looks like it's coming back down just a little bit for a test. So we'll see whether it does or not. Everything doesn't have that same sort of momentum. Cosmos looks like it's in momentum still. Conflux is still in momentum. Crow is looking to break the fuck out, it looks like. Dot is at, we got Jermaine Clark says, good morning to you. Did a video about 9 months ago on Cronus. Do you still believe that Cronus is going to $58? $58 Chrono. I don't know what that is. Let's go over here and see. Cronus, is it Cronus Swap? Or is it just the Chronos Crypto.com? If it's Crypto.com, then $58, no. It went to 98 cents. I would have said 58 cents, not $58. Because I'm looking, I think because I'm looking at it right now, and if I come back over here and I look at the range, right, it's right there. It's $58. So like, I feel like if I were talking about it, it would have been like right there. No, that doesn't even make sense either. I don't know which one that is, man. If I said $58 back then, there's no way that Crow goes to $58. If there's a different one spelled a different way, then I don't remember. I have no idea about that. But I would say that the next move for Crypto.com is a move into 25 cents. So I think it's going to be 25 cents. Marius, have a good day, man. And thank you for the $5 bomb, Jermaine. Grok, by the way, look at that. Grok broke out. I told you guys Grok is going to break out at some point. So if you got in down at the bottom, then shout out to you. Phantom up 11% more. Phantom continuing that breakout. I told you guys it was going to break out. Like I knew it was going to do something. It didn't do as much as I thought, but the move might not be finished yet. So it could be up all the way up to $1 before you know it. Caspa is up 4.5% on the day. H-bar's up. These things just look like they're all ready to break out. And by the way, Hex, I don't know what happened yesterday with Hex, but look at this shit right here. Hex just fell off a cliff. And by the way, that cliff was being this, by the way, it goes all the way over here. Like it's never seen a low like this, like in a long time. Like I don't know what happened here, but like it just fell apart. So I don't know what that was. Trump is up 29%. See, this is the thing. Like I didn't get into Trump either. I didn't get into MAGA because it's on Ethereum, and I'm like, I'm not spending $100 to buy something. If it goes up 29%, you know, I made 9% gain. So off $1,000, I made $90, and it cost me $200 to do that. Fuck that. You know what I mean? Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Look at this shit. I saw what happened, and then I was like, you know what? Let's just take a shot at it, and let's just pop up like a few bucks. Oh no, I'm on Fetch right now. But I thought, like, let's just pop up a few bucks and put it onto. Oh, you know what? I might have gotten liquidated on it. God damn it. Never mind. I got liquidated on it. But I thought, like, why not put a few bucks into Hex and see what happens? I think I put $20 into it, and it must have dipped pretty hard. So anyway, so guys, it's time for me to pay the bills. I got to go because I got that Chicago Bears thing that I'm doing right now. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Time to pay the bills, and then let's get out of here. But make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, the bell to be notified of future content. Helps me out tremendously. And leave a comment on the video on the way out. Guys, right now, this moment, this is the time to increase your crypto portfolio. You're probably not going to want to cash out for at least another year. You're probably not going to want to cash out at least for 9 months. The top of this market is not coming for another year and a half, 18 months, maybe even 2 years. In that period of time, what you want to do is have as much of your crypto as you possibly can. And that's where Cryptonomy.finance comes in. That's where you stake in order to earn more yield. Take these fixed rates over here, grab your favorite crypto. I'm going to go in on a little bit of SHIB. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to convert this over to Bitcoin. I'm going to use 0.2 Bitcoin, and I'm going to do this for 12 months. I'm going to earn 100% more SHIB than I currently have. That's all it took for me to make this happen. Now, the big money is not from the fixed. The way that you get more is right here. It's all of these launches. This launch pool right here, this is the place to make a lot of money. So go check out Cryptonomy.finance today. Tell them.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, and the proof's in the pudding. So, can we forget about the things I said when I was drunk? I ain't mean to call you that. I'm ice cold like the keg the bar.